If I went to the dark side, then what is this? Mate, I haven't gone anywhere, actually. I'm just testing vehicles. Stay tuned. How about this one? You could call that the dark side as well if you were the Ford man. Holden man, Ford man. Well, I was a Ford man, but you know what? This one I acquired, so it's just still here at the moment. But I haven't gone to any dark side. I think you're the one that went to the dark side. Mate, if I went to the dark side, what's this thing here, this beast? This is the one that's about to go in the high country on another trip. It loves it. No dark side here. Dark side? What's this one here then? Ah, another one. I was going to take the Hilux out, but hasn't got the fridge set up yet. And the comfort of the 120 is definitely better. And it's going to be hot. The aircon works better in the 120. No dark side here, mate. Plenty of Hiluxes and Prados. Oh, yeah. Went to the dark side. Maybe they went to the dark side with a V6, mate, because I got 3 petrol V6s. Well, not V6s, 2 V6s and a V8. I've got 3 1KD FTVs that I love. A Prado, a Hilux, or 120 Prado, 150 Prado, and a Hilux, and a V6 120 because I love that 120 so much. A Commodore because that's just how it happened. I'm not saying I love it or anything like that. It's just there. Spare car if anyone, wants to give me 100 grand for it. No, just joking. And the V8 Petrol. Anyway, stay tuned. And bada bing, let's have a look around the Petrol. Gone to the dark side, you reckon? Well, I don't know about that, but let's just have a look around the vehicle because a few people wanted to do that. So let me open it all up. We've got a whole new Facebook group and a whole playlist dedicated to this vehicle, or these vehicles, if you like, mainly this one. The Y62 Petrol, one of our workshop partners. They've also got one, so we've got a couple of these, people we know close by. Plus, a lot of Prado owners we know did sell their Prados and go to the dark side. Now, if you sold your Prado and brought a Petrol, you've definitely gone to the dark side. I'm not selling anything for this Petrol. The only reason I got it is so that I can get to know it, to see if I like it, and I can share all that information with you guys so you don't have to have the expense of doing it and then realise, oh, does it do that? Oh, I don't like that and whatever, right? So we're going to give you all the good and all the bad. I sort of like to start off with all the bad news, and it's very small things. E.g., look at the bonnet, right? You could be round here and it doesn't go that high compared to the Toyotas. It doesn't go as high, but there's a sharp corner here. So if you're working around the side of the vehicle right about here, where I was mucking around with this battery, because, you know what's happened. You've got to watch all the videos, but there's a bit of a problem with the charging system, let's call it, to keep it simple. And there's a little plug there, and it's might have just accidentally sort of come undone just down there, that plug there, right, just down there somewhere, and it's still there, but the problem's solved now, so that's good. Taking a quick look inside. A lot of people sort of go, what's this, just reminds me of the old Gold Class cinemas, when Gold Class started and they had those sort of plush seats, and it's just a feature. It's probably old news, a bit like the wood grain. Yeah, the wood grain. Anyway, not bad, doesn't bother me, but I will, when I get to that level of priority, put something over it and cover it up that looks better, The seats kind of look good. Like I said, my complaint is that they're flat. They don't hold you in place very well and slippery because they're leather. I think it comes with the carpet mats. That was all part of the standard deal. Some people say the infotainment's in the wrong spot, should be up there. I sort of agree that it'd be better if it was up higher, but small things, it's not a big deal. There's positives as it being there, and that is you don't get the same sun glare you get off it as if it was up there. It can be harder to see sometimes because we've had that in other vehicles, you know what I mean? My complaints are all this silver here. It's very reflective, shining sun in your eyes. I haven't fixed that yet. There's no lumbar support for the passenger, at least on the TI model anyway. I'm not sure about the other one. I mean, how much extra do you have to pay to get small things? And is it worth it? And do you need to pay 20 grand extra to get small things? And should you have to? Anyway, that's just how they roll. I think the value for money is the TI, and you can build it yourself. The Warrior costs a lot more with interest. Those interest deals they've got, not really that cheap. A couple of USBs here. You've got the rear cooler set up as well. The storage in the pockets. Already went through the seats fold, same as the 120 Prados. That's beautiful. I've got a few things in the back at the moment, but look, you fold the seats, the floor doesn't sit flat, so that's no good. So the rear seats, they'll get removed. Of course, we haven't done that yet either. Rear aircon, you can see, you got the vents along the roof as well. Rear lights, seat belts tacked away nicely. I kind of like the tailgate up there because you know what? It's going to give shade when you sort of, here doing whatever. It's going to be, instead of having an awning, you've got that. The problem is, where do you put your table? Yeah, well, we'll work on that one. I'm sure plenty of people have done it before us, but for people that want to see what I come up with, this vehicle is probably not going to need a table, and that's what I'm talking about. This is another vehicle for another purpose. It's not a replacement. So no, I didn't go to the dark side. You went to the dark side. And you know what else? I reckon if you purchased the 250 Prado, you went to the dark side, because, mate, that is not a Prado. It's something else, cross between a Jeep, a Range Rover, and something else. And I don't want to go there. This video is not about bagging at the 250, but this is just having a bit of a joke around people that say went to the dark side. I just want to make the point, I didn't go anywhere. I've still got all the other vehicles. And if you sold your Prado to get a Petrol, or if you sold your Prado to get a 250, you went to the dark side. Seats, folding lever, seat belts. Kids are happy. They reckon it's all right. Plenty of room in there. Now, this is the difference at the driver's side, the, you know, lumbar support. A few creases starting in the leather already. You get that. That's how it is. Really cool little, you know, 4-drive selector, diff lock button, traction control, all in one spot. I do like that. That's good. The Triptronic 7-speed auto is good. You can actually, I've done a bit more driving with it, and you can definitely force it up gears. So it's not like your typical Toyota where you can muck around and it might do that. It'll hold it back to that, but it won't push it up to the next gear while you got your foot fairly firmly on the gas. Where this one, you can be on the gas and doing, say, 90 Ks, and you can go from 4th, push it into 5th, push it into 6th, push into 7th, and I'm going up a pretty decent hill in top gear. Once it gets too much, it will probably override it, but I didn't get to that point yet because I'm running in the engine, so I don't want to load it up too much in low revs, high gears, but from what I've done so far, certainly works really well. Some controls on the steering wheel, on and off on the Toyotas with the cruise control set and all that. I'm definitely probably just used to it, but I prefer that than this, but you know what, I can get used to it. So on and off button here, hold it for the normal cruise rather than the radar cruise. That's to set your distance, you know, the little lines. To set it, I think you push it down. To resume, you press it up. To speed up, to slow down, that sort of thing. And cancel is your, you know, what your lever on the side would normally do. Over here, I haven't really used these buttons much, but obviously that's the volume and some other controls for your infotainment. Up here is controls for your trip meters and trip computers and all that sort of thing. Odometer reset one up there. Dash is pretty cool, does the job. It's good that it's got a battery voltmeter built in. Not that you can read it that accurately like a digital one, but it's pretty good. It's got the foot handbrake, which is push to put it on and push to release. Haven't used it much. I don't usually use handbrakes. I'm parked on flat ground, but so far, one time that I did use it, I noticed I had to push it a bit more to get it to hold, which means I had to release it and push it again because it wanted to release. And it didn't seem to be working that well anyway, but I haven't taken notice underneath the vehicle what the setup is for this handbrake, but that's just another story. So the biggest issues so far, one of the things I don't like is that rear interior mirror up there, right? It just sits right in your view. Now I've got it adjusted right up to the high level. As you can see, even with it pushed all the way up there, right? When I'm sitting at my normal height, now I've got the seat down low. I've only brought it up a little bit. I'd like to bring it up a little bit more, but it makes this problem worse. Sitting at my height, and I'm holding a camera lower at the moment to sort of show you, and I'm not going to show you because you just see me in the mirror, and we don't want that because the whole Rob Dentist thing would be blown. There's enough reflection problems going on as it is. But point is, this is in your view, right? And I like to have an open view. I feel it's a bit unsafe. I can't see. Might be where the kangaroo's over there, a bit of movement over on the side of the road in the bush in the distance that I want to see in advance. So that's one thing. This thing, I'm not happy about. The roof line needs to be a bit higher or something to get that mirror up, because obviously you can't get it any higher than what that is. So I don't like that. All of this here is okay. I'm happy with the screen. I'm having trouble with the Apple CarPlay. I'd love to know whether you can only use it as wireless. It's certainly wireless Apple CarPlay. I did have it working, but then I disconnected it because I was doing a video and I said, you know what, this CarPlay, it's easier just to use the traditional map that's there. The map's good. It's got a speedo on it. And the whole car kit thing, I don't really do phone calls in the car either, so I don't really care about that. So I thought it's better disconnected. So I disconnected it, and now it won't reconnect. The Bluetooth connection happens, it's connected, it says my phone's connected, but it won't do CarPlay. You go into a menu and it gives you a little slide to turn CarPlay on, and it won't turn on. It just keeps going around in circles, and I've been mucking around with it for days, and I'm not that tech savvy, but I'm not that stupid. I can't figure it out. But all these controls really good, all the buttons you need and the climate control, all that sort of stuff I like. Like I said, just need to get this chrome business all covered up because that is terrible when the sun hits it. Pretty basic inside, but that's all you need. And you know, you got the cool box there, that works pretty well. And a bit of storage in here. I did a quick video saying I was throwing change into one of the, I think I put in that one because it's the small one, you can't put a drink in there. And then later I realised hang on, how come it's not filling up with, where's all the cash? This is the hinge part for the lid right there and there, so don't put change in those two. That's why change is in the stubby holder now, but of course that one is sealed if you wanted to do that. Just thought I'd mention that anyway, you know. Bada bing, bada boom. The finish, the quality, the car's
One of the biggest issues that annoyed me was finding the battery at 12.5 volts, not long after you switch the engine off, and then finding out that even with a charged battery that's around 13 volts, after only about 15 minutes driving, the alternator was only giving minimal charge, 13.1 volts. So that isn't how you look after a battery. So that was a bit annoying, but it's an easy fix. I don't know why they do it, because people say they go through batteries every 8 months. Well, that's not good. And if people don't know about it and do that little fix, I just think, you know, that's just stupid. It's not a smart alternator. That is completely stupid. Wouldn't you agree with me?
Anyway, the other dumb thing, right? Unleaded fuel only. Super 98 is recommended for maximum performance. Well, 95 will do me. You know, if it's cheap, I might start chucking in some 98. But I try and avoid 91. But you know what? Whatever. The issue is it not filling up. So I don't think there's a big issue with the fuel economy. Just because I've shown some good examples, don't think that's it. Hang around and see what it really gets. Let's get this thing filled up. Let's get it back for the 1000k service. They can fix up the fuel tank. I've paid for a 140 litre tank and it needs to fill up, right? So bada bing, they need to sort it out, right? And it's not the best that there's no security on this either. Anyone can just open it and siphon your fuel or add what they want in there. I'll show you something that's pretty cool about the tailgate, because, you know, if you don't shut it properly, I'll just show you what happens. Did you see that? So what it does, as soon as it makes contact, it pulls it in, clicks it, and releases it again. Awesome. Anyway, that's it. I didn't go to the dark side. I'm just playing with this vehicle. Just got the windows tinted. It looks better now. What's next? Slowly, slowly. Don't forget the playlist on our 4x4 Diesel YouTube channel. Y62 Petrol, blah, blah, blah. And there's also a group on Facebook, Oz Y62 Patrol Crew. Catch you there. See ya.